Hey guys, what's up, man? How's it going today? So I thought I would do a quick video on post-traumatic stress disorder and why those who suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder get easily overwhelmed. So I've got a diagram here in my hands. I'll upload a photo to this video so that you can see it more clearly. So basically I have some diagrams of a cup with water in it. So I don't know how well you can see it, but this one up here is the normal everyday person who doesn't have trauma in their life. So, you know, just someone that hasn't experienced a traumatic event, that doesn't have post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. That's so confusing. So, you know, all they have in their life is ordinary daily stress, like, I don't know, trying to get to work on time, trying to pay bills, you know, a sick child or elderly parent, just that kind of normal everyday stress. So this is them. So that blue stuff there is their ordinary everyday stress, and you can see here they've got heaps of room left in their cup. So, like, you know, they're stressed about trying to get to work on time and how they're going to pay their bills. And then say their child gets sick, the water goes up a little bit, but they've still got all this room here to cope with more and more stress. So that's your ordinary daily life stress. And yeah, as the stress gets added, as I said, it increases, the water in the cup increases, but there's still room here for more stress. So that's your normal everyday person without trauma. The person who has trauma in their life and who, you know, does suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder, their cup is kind of like this. So the blue being their past trauma, because of, you know, the way the brain and the body react to it, and the biological, physiological response that your body has when you have trauma, that doesn't always leave your body. So, like, you know, you go into fight, flight, freeze, and then, you know, the trauma's over and you kind of go back to normal, but you're still hypervigilant, you're still ready to fight, flight, freeze at, you know, any given notice. So you're hypervigilant, you're always like that. So your body's always in this aroused physiological state, and it sets off, you know, certain chemicals in your brain, and you just, you know, you're more prone to stress, or you're stuck in the stress, even though the stress isn't occurring anymore. You know, the trauma's been and gone, it's past. And, you know, unfortunately, that's just how trauma is. It stays with you, it stays in your body. And so someone with post-traumatic stress disorder, their cup is always higher than the ordinary person's. So theirs is always like this. And then you get that normal everyday stress coming on, and you kind of go into stress overload. This is why those with post-traumatic stress disorder get easily overwhelmed. And the more daily stress, the more overwhelmed you get, and then your cup starts to overflow, and you kind of have a meltdown or a breakdown, and you can't cope. So this is why we get easily overwhelmed. I have another diagram here that kind of is the post-traumatic stress person. So this is their cup, the person with trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, so you've got here your normal everyday stress in the blue, and then, you know, you've got your extra worries like, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to get to work on time? Where am I going to be living? What do I do about my sick child? Blah, blah, blah. And that's the green. And then the pink here, sorry, I should have started from the pink up. So scrap all that. Post-traumatic stress disorder. You've got your trauma that happened. That's in the pink. Unresolved issues, unresolved trauma. That's always there because it's unresolved. Then you have your daily stress adds to it, and your extra worry, whatever negativity is going on in your life adds to it as well. So, you know, the cup's getting higher and higher and higher. And then this unresolved trauma here, it's not always dealt with by REM. So, and that's why it's unresolved. So that kind of adds to it too. So I'll just explain the REM to you. REM sleep can't deal with extra arousal. So you're basically starting that day like, you know, you're basically starting the day with extra stress. You carry into every single day with your trauma. It follows you because it's unresolved. So yeah, that's the pink and the yellow. And then, you know, because it all adds up, the water in the cup adds up, there's not much room here left for any other stress and or any other issues. And this is why we get easily overwhelmed, and, you know, because our cup is already so full, we cannot take in extra stress. And when we do, we get easily overwhelmed and our cup starts to overflow, like here in the yellow. So this is why people with post-traumatic stress disorder, this is why we get easily overwhelmed. So I hope these little cup diagrams helps explain that a little bit better. So yeah, you're not crazy, you're not stupid because, you know, you struggle and you get easily overwhelmed. No. Your cup for stress tolerance and daily things is just more full than someone who hasn't had trauma in their life. It's got nothing to do with you being crazy or, you know, not strong enough to handle things. That's just your cup, man. It's just your cup. That's the trauma's fault, unresolved issues. Your cup is just more full than anybody else's. So, you know, if people have a go at you about being overwhelmed or, oh, you know, you should be able to cope with this and deal with it, tell them about the cups. Tell them that your cup is different to their cup. Your cup has trauma in it. So yes, you are going to get easily overwhelmed. That's okay. That's just how your brain has been formed, you know, because of the trauma. That's just your brain. And my brain, your brain, their brain, everybody's brain is different. So everybody's cup is different. That's all it is, guys. You know, and that's why we get overwhelmed. It's not a matter of tolerance or, well, it is, but, you know, it's not your fault. It's the trauma's fault. And the person who traumatized you. You know, they made your cup and your brain this way. And I guess it's all about trying to deal with those trauma issues and trying to lower the water in our cup so that our cup with the, you know, the blue, the pink and the yellow, it's about dealing with the pink and the yellow so that we can turn into the cup that just has the blue in it with all this extra room for extra stress. That's all it is. You know, you just got to try and deal with the unresolved issues and find a way to cope with them and whatever to lower, you know, what's filling your cup. So I hope this video makes sense. I love the stress cup diagram. It's pretty cool. You can actually find it on Google. So, you know, if you want your own copy to be able to explain it to someone, you can Google it. I think I just Googled stress cups and I found it. Or you can show them this video. Feel free to share. you know, educate people on what the PTSD brain is like. And yeah, I don't have a problem with it. So if you want to share my videos, you know, to try and explain why it is we get overwhelmed easily, feel free to do so, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. It's really wet and rainy here, so I'm going to go back inside and keep warm. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.